Hello, I hope you're having a great day. I kind of had a good day today too. It's Saturday. It's about 10 p.m. I just got off work like 3 hours ago, I would say. It was a pretty chill day. I spent all day replying to comments. You guys are crazy. Thank you for all the support. I want to try to reply to like every comment, but it's hard. Like, it took me like 6 hours to reply to a few hundred comments today. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Let me know how your day is in the comment section down below. Wow, that stutter was horrible, but yeah, let me know how your day is. I really hope you're having a great day too. Today, I kind of just want to talk about one of my really close friends that passed away a few years ago. My really close friend Nick, me and him have been friends since like third grade, literally like third grade in elementary school. We met, and we were really good friends. Remember, me and him had a Skyblock server, not a Skyblock server, like a Skyblock map on skyblock.com or skyblock.net on Java, like old school, and it was huge. And me and him were like really close friends, really tight, and unfortunately, really, it's really sad. He passed away a few years ago. I'll get more into it. I kind of want to just talk about it with you guys, open up, and maybe I hope now. I hope you guys can't relate to this, but hopefully it can bring you some comfort if you guys have lost someone you love. But yeah, so me and him met in third grade, and we were really close friends. He moved away in I think fifth grade or sixth grade, and they came back and no, he came back in sixth grade. Sorry, yeah, he moved away. I think it was fourth grade. Came back in sixth grade. I mean, and became friends again because we were already boys. We just were kids. We didn't have each other's numbers or anything. We just had Skype. That's after we kind of became friends again. Why can't I sleep? I have to wait. This is so annoying. And yeah, elementary school, me and him were tight. We were really cool. This guy was really smart. Like, I'm telling you, he was a genius. He had ADHD, so when he would take his Adderall, he would like hyper focus in class to the point where like he was way ahead of the teacher. Like, he was smarter than the teacher. He wouldn't even study and would ace every single test. And I'm stupid, so I had to study and I would still fail. And he was so smart, he would ace every single test, not even try, not even sweat it. And I remember the days he would forget to take his medicine. He would just be so hyper. It was so funny. Like, everyone was scared of him. Remember one time I was looking out the window in class, and he was just outside in the rain, swinging his belt around, and everyone was like running away from him. That was pretty funny. But getting into like middle school is when he kind of started to change a little bit. He started to smoke a little bit of weed, and that's kind of one reason why I'm like a little bit against it. And I know a lot of people do it. Some of my friends smoke it. I'm not really against you. Just it can be a gateway for a lot of people. I would try to avoid it because then you're gonna start to rely on it. Like, when you're angry, you're gonna smoke it. When you're mad, when you're sad, and then you're just gonna rely on it. And if you don't have it and you're mad, it's not gonna be healthy for you. It's not gonna be good for you. I think it's better to just stay up sober. Just deal with things just normally. But he started to do that, and then things started to change like really fast. Like, getting into high school, he was just doing more and more crazy things, just wild things. And I was always against that. So, me and him would always talk about it. I'll be like, yo, bro, why are you doing this? I think you should stop doing this, or don't do it. And it was a bit my fault, like I always say, don't do it. And he kind of felt like I was judging him or, trying to control him, which that's not what I was trying to do at all. Like, that was the opposite of what I was trying to do. I was just, in my mind, I thought like, hey, it's not good for you, bro. I wouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. In his mind, he didn't, see what was wrong with it. He just wanted to do it and felt like I was, trying to control him. And that's why me and him started to fight a lot. Like, me and him would get in so much crazy fights. But you know how guys are. Like, guys will get in fights. We'll just speak our minds, say the craziest things, and then make up. So me and him would always do that. Like, I remember one time we were in like a Discord call with me, him, and like 5 other people, just a bunch of friends playing a game. And he was like talking. I didn't hear what he said. I just got back and heard him say like he was gonna go do something, and I'm like, yo, bro, don't do that. And he started screaming, like it just went crazy. Like, me and him were fighting like crazy. And then everyone got off the call. Me and him got off the call. 30 minutes later, he texted me like, yo, bro, we good? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And then me and him just hopped on and played again. Like, we were boys like that. Like, we would fight and then just make up and not even care. And he was really like one of the only friends I had that was actually kind of like there for me to listen to me. Sometimes he kind of did call me like a bitch or like a pussy. Like, get over her, bro. It's not worth it. But none of my other friends really cared. But he actually, I can tell he cared. Like, he actually cared about me and had my back, And I'll get more into it later on, like how it's like really sad, about how I found out he actually cared about me. Because like at the time I kind of thought like he didn't care about me, or like I was like, oh, whatever, we're just friends. And we've been friends for so long. I'm a really loving person, forgiving person. I care about a lot of people. That's kind of one of my weaknesses. I actually care about people and I love people a lot. But he does too. Like, he has a great heart. So where's the story going? So we're talking about the Discord call. Okay, yeah, this happened like a few years ago, like 2019, I believe, 2020. Yeah, 2020. So so. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. I had to just think for a minute because I was just thinking too much. So basically, yeah, what happened? He just started to do a lot of that stuff, and then we would fight a lot, and he unfortunately kind of got the best of him. He passed away from it, unfortunately, but it wasn't really his fault. It wasn't like he did it on purpose. He kind of got set up, which I can't go too much into detail about. Out of respect for his family, because they didn't really want anyone to know the details. I just don't want to talk about that just out of respect for them, but the way I found out was, at the time, let me tell you guys kind of where I was at the time, right? So I was a junior in high school. No, I was a sophomore. It was right before COVID. It was literally right before COVID. And, I was going to school about 7-8 hours a day. And then I was working like 8 to 10 hours at a thrift store after work. So I was exhausted. Like, I was like 17 at the time. I would get up at like 6 for school. I wouldn't be in bed till like 2 or 3 a.m. because I just couldn't sleep. Like, my brain doesn't shut off. So yeah, and I was like also like hella depressed about some girl, which, yeah, it's stupid, it's kind of dumb, but that's a whole other story. So I was just really in like a bad state of mind, a really bad mood. I went to work. I was like, whatever. Everyone at work was an asshole to me too. Like, all the managers there, not all of them, yeah, basically all of them, and most of the coworkers were just pricks. Like, they're just like they were cold, bro. Like, I worked at a thrift store, and like homeless people would come in and steal clothes, and I'm like, whatever, it's a homeless guy, he stole a shirt, I'm not gonna bug him about it. The shirt's like $2. Not these people. They would yell and scream and get in their face. They would like ban them, threaten to call the cops on them. Like, bro, it's a thrift store. We're getting paid $10 an hour. Who cares? Like, genuinely, who cares, bro? And I felt bad, but that's just the work environment. I have a lot of work stories about how like I got yelled at by managers in front of customers for like defending homeless people, and I was right, and then they ate shit after it. But that's a whole other story. So that's just like how I was. Like, I was just like going to school. I didn't like school. I was upset about some girl, and then I was working a shitty job that I don't like. Just kind of like now. Besides, I'm just only working the shitty job now, but a different shitty job now. So yeah. So I went to work, and then my phone started blowing up. Like, people were just spam texting me and texting me. And I was like, okay, hang on. Like, I'm getting blown up. My phone's getting blown up. I need to see what's going on. Sorry. Like, people were saying it's an emergency. So I just stepped out, took a phone call. And that's when, one of my really good friends from like elementary school as well told me that he passed away. I didn't believe it at first. Like, at first I really didn't believe it. And then I checked Snapchat, and just everybody was posting about it. And I was like so sad. Like, I wanted to like cry so bad, but I was at work. So I couldn't cry. Like, I'm working. It was at the beginning of my shift too. So I had to stick through it for the rest of my shift. And my manager was actually nice. Like, that was the one day everyone at work was really nice to me. Like, yo, if you got to go home, it's okay. And I'm like, no. Because, I didn't really want to go home, because I knew if I was going to go home, I was just going to be sad. But, like, that whole day, I was just, like, mind blown. Like, just tripped out. I wanted to cry. And, right when I went home, that's when I kind of, like, just actually broke down. That's when I, like, actually had a breakdown. Because, like, I was tired of school. I was tired of work. My best friend just passed away. I was just praying to God, crying out to God. And that's kind of when, boom, like, God just worked like that. COVID was wild. So, COVID was really bad, but God used something terrible to help my life, so that was really bad. And then my job that I worked at, they laid off all their employees for a week. It was so dumb. They closed the stores down for a week. And then, yeah, I just never went back. They offered it to me like 3 times, but I just never went back. I didn't want to. I'm like, yo, I'm not coming back. So that happened, and then school was all online. And that's when I kind of, thrived in school, because it was all online, so we can just cheat. But cheating actually helped me learn. Like, I learned more from cheating than from the teachers, because the teachers just talk and I don't pay attention. But when I'm cheating, I'm just like, okay, who was the first president? Okay, George Washington. Oh, okay, George Washington was the first president. I actually remember it, because I have to copy and paste the answer and read through the articles, Control F to see what's going on, So that's when that started to happen. But before that, let's kind of go back a little bit more. It was really sad, because like I was friends with him for so long. So like, I think the next day or a few days later, I went, to his family's house. And like I said, at the time, me and him were fighting a lot, like crazy. So I just thought like me and him weren't really like good friends. I thought maybe he didn't like me that much. But guys, like everyone was just telling me like the nicest things he said about me. Like behind my back, he was saying like I'm like the only friend that like actually cares about him, or like I'm a real friend. Like he actually cares about me. I always have his back. Like he loves me. Like how much he cared for me. Like behind my back, and then me and him would fight a lot. And like he would, always have my back, defend me, and say so much good things about me to other people. And it was so sad that I found out that after. Like I wish me and him could have, like talked more. It's kind of really depressed right now. Like when I have dreams about him, like I have dreams all the time where me and him are like just playing on Discord or talking and hanging out. And then in the dream, I know like he's gone. I'm like, yo, bro, like what are you like? What's going on, bro? And then he won't answer me. But then we'll like have a good time. And then I'll wake up. I'll be like half asleep and I'll try to reach my phone to like text him. But I'll wake up and be like, oh, I haven't talked to Nick in so long. I'll go to reach my phone to like text him, and like it'll hit me basically like 30 seconds later. Be like, oh shoot, I can't just text him. And it was so like heartbreaking to watch his like text bubble turn green. If you don't know, if you're sending like a message to someone on iPhone, it's blue. So I'd always go through our messages, see it in blue, and then one day it just turned green. I'm like, dang. And then now it's blue again. So I think someone else got his number. I don't want to text him. I don't want to try to figure that out if it's like family keeps it or what. But that was so sad. And I went to the funeral. His family like let me be one of the palm bearers. I didn't even know what that was. I got to carry his coffin, and I got there like the last moment, like right before the other palm bearers, like his cousins and everyone were about to carry it. I got there right before I was about to do it, and it was so sad. Like he was so young. He was 15. And he was a genius. Like I know if he was, here today, he probably would have been on like a full ride to like a really good school, because I know he was so smart. But just the school system failed him because like he already knew all this stuff. He was just sitting in a class he didn't really need to be in, and it just was wasting his time. And it's so sad that it had to happen that way. And I wish schools cared more about students and kids. And when a kid is doing that stuff, don't suspend them. Like what's that gonna do? You need to help them. You need to talk with them. Yeah, but lately I've just missing him. I've been missing him so much. Like my words are kind of going everywhere, guys. I'm. It's hard for me to think about this stuff because it happened, a few years ago, and I'm just trying to like tell you guys bits and pieces. I want to give you guys the full story. I usually want to do that for all my videos. Just for this one, I'm trying to be really respectful to his family, But it's just sad, and lately, anytime I think about him, my heart just gets so deep. And every day on the day he passed, March 13th, I'm depressed. The whole day I'm just like really depressed. And it's just so weird. I just can't stop thinking about him on those days. And he was like a really good friend. He was like one of the realest friends I had that would, actually listen to my problems and not just shut me up. Me and him would play Rust for hours. Like I would get home from my shitty job at the thrift store, and then me and him would just talk for hours. Like we would play Rust from like 8 p.m. to like 12 p.m. or like 6 a.m. I had a hard drive of like 50, 60 hours of me and him playing Rust, and it got corrupted. But I really want to make a really cool video with that. Okay, this village, I need to do something. What am I doing? I'm just mining wood. But, I want you guys to know, you never really know when your last day is. And, if you lost a loved one, they're not fully gone, Like, they're going somewhere, That's why I think it's really important to accept Jesus and, trust him, The only way to the Father is through Jesus. That's the only way to get to heaven. And, wherever you are, he's waiting for you with open arms. God knew you before he made you. So he knew every mistake you would do and still chose to make you. So that shows how much he loves you. And, he's just waiting for you guys. I hope you guys, can understand that. I don't know if you guys are religious or not, but I'm telling you guys, Jesus is real. He's way more than just religion. He is the truth, the way, and the life. I said that backwards. The way, the truth, and the life, And, I kind of just miss my friend Nick. It's pretty depressing. Sorry if you guys hear that in the background. I live right next to like a busy road, and it's, people drive like crazy. They like to speed on that. That's really going to wrap it up for today's video. It's pretty sad, but I really, just want to talk about it, to let it out and talk to you guys about it. And hopefully, if something terrible like that happened to you guys, it can hopefully comfort you or, show you some solution. It does get better. It's hard, it does get better though. You'll figure out ways to cope with it and get through it. And yeah, one thing I kind of want to add to it too is, like a bunch of kids from school, like we're gonna throw like a memorial for him at a park our school's next to. But his parents, his whole family was like, "Yo, guys, please don't do that." Like they didn't want anyone to do it. I don't know exactly why. It was like because COVID, or they wanted to do it later. They just weren't ready yet. And they asked me like, "Hey, can you just post it on your story?" Like his girlfriend, his family were like, "Hey, can you just like post it on your story just so no one goes?" Because they just didn't want anyone to go out of respect. And I did it, and like a bunch of kids were like going off at me, like, "You can't tell us what to do. He's our friend too." Yada yada yada, just like screaming, going off. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. I can't control anything. And I heard like a lot of the kids that were there barely even knew him. They just kind of want to like go there to hang out. I don't know if that's the truth or not. I don't know everyone he was friends with, but like all the kids that like literally went against what his family asked for, like they went there, went against them, whatever, and then like a week later they didn't even care about like I don't think that's cool. Like they just kind of, I feel like they just kind of did it to like get attention, or like have drama or like a hangout. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I think. That kind of just doesn't sit right with me because his family literally asked you guys not to do it, And his family is so nice. Like they're the nicest people ever. Like I love them. They're amazing people. But yeah, kind of just rambling on. Like I'm sorry, this video was everywhere. I paused the video a bunch just to kind of get my thoughts together and like actually think of something because this is hard for me to talk about. This is really hard for me to talk about. But yeah, let me know what you guys if you guys have been watching to this part. Comment down below your favorite meal. I don't know, like steak or whatever you like to eat. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace out.